Okay, so I know you're busy with plans for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all of those things, but you have only about a month and a half left to take care of these housekeeping rules to set up the next year. And trust me, it will make tax season much easier and investing if you do these things before December 31st. Hey, what's going on? This is Maoli Vodi with Financially Present, your one-stop shop for financial and investment education. And when I think back of my time as a stockbroker, I remember the end of the year was always critical and it was really hard to take time off, but it's because there are specific things you have to do within the calendar year and you can't just wait and do it January 1st and so on. You need to make sure you have these things in order. And the first thing I would recommend is roll over that IRA. It may sound basic, but there are a lot of you out there that have an old 401k that's been sitting around and you want to make sure that that has rolled over into an IRA of your choosing. It's much easier if it's in one place, but the reason why it's really important to have it done by December 31st is because tax statements generally for these type of transactions come out by the end of January. And it makes it much easier to know what's going on and understand the 1099 form the closer to when you actually did the rollover. The whole process itself is really, really easy. You just need to make sure you're rolling over a traditional 401k into a traditional IRA. And if you have a Roth 401k, you roll it over into a Roth IRA. Those are like to like transfers, so there's technically no tax implication as long as they're going into the right appropriate account. When these rollovers occur, you're going to get something called a 1099 form, and you'll get it by the end of January in most cases, and probably mid-February at the latest. But doing a rollover in November and December, you would really remember that when you get the statements in January, you'll know that you did this just recently. So it's all going to make sense. If you wait till January or February or March of 2024, the next time they're actually going to give you a tax statement for that is going to be in January or February of 2025. And by that time, you're not going to be thinking about this. And you're probably going to wonder, well, did I do it right? Do I have all the right documents? Let me check with my CPA. And you should check with them anyways. But ultimately, the sooner you do it closer to the end of the year, the more seamless is going to be tax time. In fact, you'll realize that you don't really need to do anything because you've done it appropriately. And if you've never rolled over IRA, I have a specific video for you. So feel free to check the link below this video or one of the links above, and you'll be able to see exactly how easy it is, whether you're doing the rollover the traditional way or you're using sites like Capitalize to do the rollover transfer. It's extremely easy. Another thing to make sure you do before the year ends is contribute to a 529 plan. And if you don't have one, feel free to check out the link below this video. I've done a video on how to open up a 529 plan account for your kid or for the benefit of your kid. But the reason why I say that is contribution to a 529 plan can only be done within that calendar year. It's not like a traditional IRA or Roth IRA where they let you contribute up until the tax deadline, which is April 18, 2024, if we're talking about the 2023 tax year. But for 529 plans, you only have the calendar year because this is something that is also deductible. So if you're making contributions, you can deduct that from your regular income. And this is also the time of year where people are giving gifts and there's gifts floating around. If you have the opportunity to gift a contribution to a child, whether it's yours or you're receiving a gift for your child, then if you make that contribution yourself, you would be the one that can take that deduction, right? So it really depends on how you prefer to do it, but you have up until December 31st to make that contribution to count for the 2023 tax year. If you happen to check out that video about opening up a 529 plan, just remember I live in the state of Virginia, so mine is going to be tailored to Virginia, but most 529 plans have a very similar cadence when it comes to open up the account. So most of it will still apply to you, but make sure you're checking and opening up the account appropriate to your state. And the last thing I want you to make sure you're doing before the year ends is continue to make your donations. That could be from your investment accounts, it could be clothing, it could be money to charitable organizations, but you can even gift stock and your investments to a charitable organization if they have things set up properly. But ultimately, you only have until December 31st to do all of that. And I know it's a little bit different with the IRS increasing the standard deduction amount, so it probably makes it less advantageous to donate, unfortunately, and I hate to say that, but at the same time, you want to give out of the kindness of your heart. So you want to make sure that when you're giving and you're donating, it's something that you're okay with, and you have until the end of the year to do that. Remember, there are tax implications for everything that I just mentioned in this video, so I want you to make sure that you are checking with your CPA, tax advisor, or tax preparer regarding your situation, because it is going to look a little bit different for you, but the rules are essentially the same. What are some things that you are preparing to do before the end of the year? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the page, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, stay present.